Hello everyone. Welcome to another live. Fate and free will. Hello. Gonna get started here shortly. Hello everyone, thank you so much for tuning in on a Monday night. I'm super excited to be here. Brooke, my dear sister, oh my gosh. So I don't normally pray or meditate as intensely as I just did before this live. If I'm with another person, I usually just go with the flow and jump right into it. But I felt very called to do that today. I'm gonna do it again on camera. Let's see. Let me get my candle for you guys and my sage, because if you're watching this now or you're going to catch the replay later, just know that you are getting a clearing from this moment, and just take what resonates and leave what doesn't. So clearing, just clearing the energy. Okay. All right. I'm just going to take a moment and call in the higher realms again. I can feel what angels are with me, and I want to share it with you guys. I just met another archangel that I had to Google really quickly before the live, because I was like, I hear another angel. Whose name is it? And I'm amazed. So I guess I'll just start with this. We have Archangel Sandalphon with us, who's my main spirit guide. We have Archangel Uriel, Raphael, and the new angel that I just met today, Ezekiel. Ezekiel. I had to Google it. But yes, Uriel's here. I thought it was Ariel at first, and I was like, okay, Archangel Ariel, and I heard, no, Uriel. And then Ezekiel, who I've never met before. Like I said, I just had to Google who that archangel was because I'm not familiar. I allow it to come naturally, and then as I discover who they are, that's how I find out what they do, which is more fun that way, obviously. So just gonna take a moment to call in the energy, and this is a particular topic that I felt called to put on and just do it alone, but you know, at some point by the end of the live, if anyone feels called to join in, I welcome that experience. So feel free to join me if you want to close your eyes, whether you're on live now or you're watching the replay. And if you're joining me and just clearing the energy and calling in the higher beings, really feel into the environment that you're in. And just breathe. Divine Source Creator of this entire multiverse, archangels, ascended masters, my spirit guides, and any beings of unconditional love and light, 5D and above, please use me as a clear channel of only the highest and best messages this evening for the fate and free will, release overthinking, and trusting the process. A conversation that I would like to bring forward for the collective this evening. Any messages that need to come through for any people that are catching this live now, at some point later, or via replay. Okay, can I ask right now which archangels are with me in this very moment? Okay, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, thank you. All right, Metatron's here too. Okay, got the whole family. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I mean, and so it is, and so it is, and so it is. Thank you. Okay. I heard Metatron's here. In a male voice, of course, but a very deep voice he has. Wow. Okay, so, you know, I'm just very eternally grateful that you're here catching this experience. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them, whatever comes through today. I'm just kind of going with the flow. Like I said, I don't really do lives by myself, but I felt very called to do this. So what's happening this year is very pivotal for all of humanity, as it is for every year, but specifically with the numerology of this year, with the truth that's getting revealed in the external, the world stage, politically with governments, the wounded masculine energy sort of collapsing, and how that energy, the wounded masculine frequency, which is not good or bad, it's just displayed itself on the world stage through the repetition of history playing itself out. Now, today is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, so I just want to acknowledge that and acknowledge a legend, a soul who has graced this planet to pave the way for change with the Black community and also with the entire world, to be honest, for the entire world to see what was happening in the United States. And unfortunately, what is still prevalent, but what we have the opportunity to now see and recognize is that more truth is getting revealed. And unfortunately, but also fortunately, it takes a lot of people on the external, a lot of people on the planet to see and have that similarity with another person based on what's happening on the external. And so a lot of folks will resonate with the fact that there has been sort of frequencies that haven't really served humanity collectively, i.e. war, for example, genocide, inequality, racism, and how these constructs have impacted humanity is showing up now, as we see with something that is impacting everyone, so to speak, with this, I don't even know if I will get censored, but with everything with C-19, right? And no matter what your beliefs are about it, it doesn't really matter. The fact that the word is even in your sphere, or you see it somewhere, or you see people wearing a cloth over their face, is that recognition that, again, every person is getting affected by what's happening collectively. And so because of that, the impact is ultimately putting humanity on a timeline of deciphering between the fate, what is written for humanity to experience, what is written for each of us on an individual level to experience, what we signed up for essentially, and free will, which we all have access to. And so because of how upheaval things may seem to so many people on the world stage, what we will come to find is that we have the opportunity to now choose what energetic direction we want to go into. And okay, thank you. So I just heard this. Wow, that was really intense. I just heard Ezekiel, and he's like, okay, so Archangel Ezekiel, what I know from him, he is classified as like the angel of transformation, the angel of death, okay? And not in a negative way or anything. They don't serve in any negative way, but he's sort of considered the angel that fell from heaven, if you will, and came to earth. But he's known as the angel of transformation and death. He's serving his purpose. Death is technically rebirth, right? It's that cycle that is sort of repeating, okay? So it's like something ends and then something starts again. So what he just showed me, which was very interesting, by the way, I have to say this because I feel called to right now, the angels don't have gender, okay? None of that really exists up there, but that's how they appear to us on the 3D, so we have a basic understanding, because in this world we very much follow identity. That's how we kind of associate things of the physical world. So nonetheless, he just showed me an image of pretty much humanity going haywire and stepping into this rebirth. And what's happening is because we're sort of in a rebirth, which is the wheel, I just heard the wheel is moving very slowly, but it's turning. 8:11 on the clock as I say that. So yes, thank you so much, Ezekiel. So, okay, so they're just, okay, thank you so much. Like, I literally just saw him turning the wheel. So, what Ezekiel is showing me is this change, this shift that is happening on the 3D level. It is a rebirth. And although the wheel is turning, it is turning slowly, which is not good or bad. We don't need to feel rushed, even though a majority of us would like for everything that's happening to end and go back to some sense of normalcy, or if you will, some sense of higher light, where there's at least equality crossing the entire planet, where the poor, the less fortunate does not exist, especially with the amount of money that is present in the world. But it's sort of like this awareness and this understanding that now we have the option to choose. I'm connecting the message back to what he just said. Okay, so now we have the option to choose what timeline we want to be on. Fate is meant for what you signed up for, and there are things that are written that perhaps you don't even have an idea or the consciousness state to know what that is. But free will is what is abundantly present for us to also have as a gift in this world. And okay, so they're showing me two things, and this is exactly where I was going with this. So imagine fate is going this way, free will is going this way. Okay, so both paths of yours are sort of crossing over, okay? And this is your timeline that you're on. I should actually say it's more in the same direction. That's what they're showing me right now, so thank you. So fate is going into one direction here, and free will is going into another direction, or the same direction rather, and this is your timeline. And they cross paths with each other. They're intertwined. I'm seeing a DNA image right now. So the way that the DNA ladder crosses over is exactly how fate and free will are intertwined for our benefit. So the gift of what we have in this life, especially at a time right now where many people on the planet, if it is not you, perhaps there are people around you in your social circle who will come to you within the coming weeks, people that you know in your family, something about people around in your personal life that will approach you, again, if this is not you, that will have some sense of confusion, will seek your counsel or your guidance, your words of wisdom, perhaps for you to hold space for them in regards to what they're experiencing on their 3D level. The overthinking that they might be carrying, there will be people coming into your environment, into your world, that are going to ask for that guidance if it is not you who is needing that guidance, who are in a place, a space, a mental state of overthinking. And essentially what you have the opportunity to do is to step in with that light, that frequency, that conscious awareness that you have, to let them know, even if it is you who does not feel this on a daily basis, which is normal, and it is okay to trust the process. Trust the process, because something is happening right now. Again, the wheel, they're showing me like an old-fashioned, technically, there will be energies around you that will try to distract you, okay? Very low vibrational energies that will try to distract you. Some people call it Satan, the devil, reptilians. I mean, there's probably a whole slew of them. And to be honest, I don't really think too much on the specifics of who, because that's not really my expertise in speaking on. But all I know is that they are in some shape or form, by virtue of their presence, as fucked up as it is, pardon my French, they're awakening humanity, especially with where things are going now. It's about time, right? And so we're awakening humanity, the light workers are awakening humanity, but these beings have served their purpose. However, they have served it way too long. 8:18 on the clock, as I said that, they've taken advantage of the power that they have, but because of the creator, the higher frequencies that exist, the world can end like that. So know that what is happening right now can end just like that. Okay, it really can. But the purpose is that we're all ascending, we're awakening, we're shifting the frequency of the planet to bring the divine directly onto Earth, to bring the higher dimensions directly onto the Earth. And so as you have the opportunity to play with free will, to make your choices, to sort of choose whatever works for you, know that technically whatever was written for you, whatever you perhaps signed up for to experience, i.e. fate, will cross with free will. And at some point, even if you choose to go right, that was your free will choice. I'm not going to go to this school, or you know what? Here's a good example. I don't think this will resonate with anyone that's watching the live, but it might with someone on the replay. I'm about to lose my job. I know that, this putting something in my body is not really best for me. I'm aware of all the wrongs with it. However, I'm going to do it. I'm going to use my free will choice to save my job because I'm in a fear-based mindset, perhaps, or because we can't really judge where someone's at. So they're either in fear or they're in a state of, who even knows? Only God knows. We can't judge other people for the decisions that they make, but they use their free will and they decide to put something in their body, knowing what they know, but they're in a state of some type of emotion or energy that is very connective to where they're at. Perhaps they were persuaded by fear-based energies, or perhaps they have an experience in the past where they were homeless or unemployed, and there's just so many reasons, and they've made that free will choice. What's going to happen is whatever is written for them, even if they choose to stay in their job, if another job is coming for them that's going to pay them more, you bet your heaven's soul that literally fate is going to come in and swerve that person away. Just like when they say, you have a person, a soulmate or a divine counterpart that's meant to be in your life. You are the awakened person in the connection. You know what kind of dynamic that is. If the other person is kind of recognizing and seeing the signs, but they're not taking the conscious choices or actions, they're resistant to coming into a divine union with you, let me tell you something. Fate will come in if it is written. And there's something about fate that cannot really be rewritten. My guides they're showing me this, and they're showing me a wheel going, I guess, I don't know what position of driving this would be. Like if you're they're showing me turning the wheel left. Someone crosses your mind. It could be any person. And I know that this resonates with everyone because I know that this has happened to pretty much every human being. Someone's name crosses your mind, or a person, and all of a sudden you get some type of feeling around it. Either you just hear the name or you get a feeling around that person. And then what happens after that? I'm sure you can guess the answer after that. That person messages you, they call you, they add you on Facebook or Instagram, or they just contact you, you run into them. And that is a form of energetic telepathy, where the energy between you and that person, they've come into your sphere. Could be because they were thinking about you. It could be because they're going through something that you're going through, a similar experience, and energetically there's that alignment. But in any shape or form, the many outcomes that exist, which are infinite, they have been brought into your sphere. And that's a way to think about it as far as telepathy goes. And if you want to practice with it, which you can, anyone can do this, even if they're not consciously in that state of fifth dimension, or they're not really keen or open to particularly stepping into that higher light just yet. They're still kind of like, I don't really understand the spirituality thing. If you're watching this replay and that resonates with you, then try this. Think about, for example, a person for the next 7 days, and not someone random. I would make it intentional, like someone that you deeply love and care about in your life, that you haven't spoken to in some time, or you don't speak to frequently as much, but just think about it and see what happens. I'm also feeling guided to say, don't do that at this time. I just heard my soul sister. Now I feel like I'm telepathically communicating with my soul sister, Brooke. I just feel like I just heard her say, well, don't have them do that during Mercury retrograde, because I guess during this time, astrologically, there's something that's happening where exes and stuff will come back and start messaging you. Like, I swear, Brooke, I just heard you. I literally just heard you tell me that. That's funny. So yeah, that's so funny. So yeah, but yeah, so basically, remember, fate and free will are two DNA strands that are essentially overlapping. And no matter what choice you choose, whether it's path A or B ultimately what's written for you will cross your path at some point in time. And I'd like to think that although there are some people in the community that, see, Brooke, yeah, although there are people in the community that will say that things are delayed, I think you can just take what resonates. If you think something is feeling delayed, then think about it that way. But I'd like to think that everything happens divinely as it should, in the timing that it should. By fate, not by free will. It is written in their timeline to awaken or to start their, I heard inner child healing, okay? Inner child healing, shadow work essentially, which is the frequency that I've been picking up recently. Then the time is going to come where they can't deny it anymore. And if they keep putting it off, we know this, you keep putting something off, it just keeps coming back into your reality. And the universe isn't trying to say, this is, you have to do this by force. It's just like, okay, trust. There's something here that's so much more powerful and written in a higher realm for you that in this moment, in this human body, you can't even understand right now. However, I promise you, and I don't even need to promise you because you might experience it when the time comes, you're going to realize how divinely protected and guided you are. And I just saw in my third eye, wow, a beautiful, who is this? Is it Mary? Okay. I think it's Mary. Virgin Mary. I just saw in my third eye the Virgin Mary with a complete orb of light, purple and white, around her body. So I'm not sure if I'm supposed to connect that here, but if that resonates with someone, take it. But I'm kind of feeling if I should connect it. Perhaps feeling reborn again by the end of it, when you get to that stage where you will be shown again that mirror. Fate and free will have approached you, dear soul, dear one, and now you are being given the opportunity and the abundant flow of the universe, of the divine, of God, source creator, of the archangels, of your ancestors, of every person who has lived before you in every past life that you have ever lived, to integrate everything that you are in your entire creation. And remember that fate will triumph. I don't want to say that, but it's coming through right now. Fate will triumph. Free will, we have it. We can choose whatever the heck we want, to be honest. We have to have fun in this world. But fate, what is written, can never pass you by. So I'm going to pause for a second because I've been talking for 34 minutes straight. And I appreciate everyone being here. If anyone has any questions, kind of feeling called to bring one person up to do a quick intuitive reading. If you feel called and okay with being on camera, or you don't have to be on camera, but that probably would be great if I could see your face. But if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask. And I'm just eternally grateful that you are here. And I think that everyone that's here is meant to be here, meant to experience the magic that is what is happening in the world right now. So yeah, if anyone wants to come up and do an intuitive reading, you're more than welcome. Just gonna see who's here and what's poppin' tonight. All right. Any other messages? Archangels, Creator, God, okay. Let's see. Does Ezekiel? Oh, okay. Let's see what comes through, and Amore as well. I love that. Does Ezekiel? Really quickly, I just got a message while I closed my eyes for a second. It was a golden diamond, like a I don't know what to call it, like a diamond shape, but it's gold, and it was rotating. So I'm not sure what that is. Let's see. Yes. Okay, Brooke, I'll answer your question first. Will you ask Ezekiel if they have anything for me? Yes. Okay. Okay, Archangel Ezekiel, do you have anything for Brooke Norman this evening? Anything that needs to come through for her? Okay. That's interesting. So, Brooke, I just heard, hopefully you're still watching this. I just heard, I just saw, okay, let me put it together. This is quite interesting. Okay, I just saw the wheel turning really quickly. Okay, I kind of want to like demonstrate. So I saw the wheel, like someone going like this, like turning the wheel, like, you know, standing, turning the wheel really quickly. I heard a plane, the sound of an airplane. I saw a passport book getting closed. I heard rebirth, and I saw a snake with its tail going into its mouth. I'm also seeing, for some reason, okay, a few other things as well. I'm seeing a bag of cash, and I'm also seeing the Grim Reaper's sledge. The Grim Reaper, I don't even know if that's like a fictional or fake character from a movie or not, but I'm seeing that sledgehammer, which is telling me, and he's not doing anything, I'm just seeing the imagery of it, which is telling me that something is getting cut out and removed. And the wheel for you is turning very fast, because I'm actually hearing that sound of like a really old creaky wheel getting turned super quickly. And they're showing me a passport book again. Ezekiel's showing me that passport book just getting closed. So yeah, I'm gonna pause there for now. But does anyone want to come on the camera? I know it's kind of weird to ask that. Sometimes people don't want to come on, but all right, let's see. Anna, let's see. Anna, was it you that asked? No, there was someone before you. Amore. Anna, I will get to you. Let's see, Amore, Uriel have anything to say? Does anyone, you know, oh, someone wants to join. Beautiful. Okay, yay. See if I can accept you. Is it gonna let me accept you? Otherwise, I'll invite you up. Accept. Did it work? Hello.
Hi.
Hi, can you hear
Sorry,
me?
it's kind of dark.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, beautiful. Well, I'm so glad that you wanted to join in. So I see that you have a
Yeah.
connection with Archangel Uriel.
That's something that I've kind of, I guess, discovered today. So, I don't know if there's anything there, but
Oh, you discovered
just
it
curious.
today.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Today's actually one. I've only spoken to Archangel Uriel probably 2 or 3 times. So I was surprised because at first I thought it was Ariel, and I heard no,
hmm
it's Uriel. Okay. Okay. So first, I am seeing greenery, actually grass, and the message that I'm getting from Archangel Uriel is that, oh, okay. I heard nature, rest. Um, what horoscope are you? What's your sun sign?
I'm a Leo.
You're a Leo. Okay. I wish I could like Google this really quickly. I think Archangel Uriel is connected to you directly, and I think it's connected to your because I'm actually like being shown the horoscope right now, which is why I asked. And the archangels have been doing this a lot recently, which I'm feeling like it's because they're trying to connect with people. And I think that he is connected to Leos or other, I could be wrong. But I'm following you, so I can connect with you after this on that. But I'm just feeling called to tell you that as well.
Okay.
But I'm hearing something about nature, going outside.
Touch grass.
Yeah, because I'm actually, that's what they were showing me was blades of grass. And
Okay.
There was something else that I said that I just lost. It's interesting because he's presenting himself to me as almost, which again, they don't take on the human form, but they do in the presence of us. So I'm sure he looks different, appears different for everyone. But the way I'm seeing him is like golden locks. Okay, I just heard. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Wow. I just heard mission work activation. So I'm not quite sure where you're at particularly with what you're pursuing, but there's something about that that's happening. I also can see red and orange like around your sphere right now, particularly around this part of where your timeline is.
Okay.
But that's what Archangel Uriel is also reflecting into me to show to you is there's particular emphasis around red and orange. Sort of like, what's the best example? You know how, I don't know why they're giving me this example, but I can kind of see why it connects or how it connects because you're a Leo, you said, right? So how fear sort of fades ombre from red to orange. That's the color that they're showing, that Archangel Ezekiel is showing me. I say there because it's easier than pointing gender, obviously. So, yeah.
Like a sunset almost, maybe?
Yeah, like a sunset. I'm feeling like I could have said that too. But yeah, the orange, but it's around your timeline where you're at right now, which could mean a lot of things. What I usually do when I hear the color, like, or when I see a color for my own clients, is I say, or just in general, if I receive it in my own journey, what I always consider it as is an opportunity to go online and look up those color schemes. How do those color schemes resonate with society? How might they resonate with chakras? But I'm not really seeing it centered around chakras, but that could be something that resonates with you if that's something that you're curious about. Those energy centers, basically. Red is the root, which is the base of our spine, and then orange is the sacral, right? So these energy centers, what do those two energy centers represent for you? Because I'm not going to ask you, this isn't a personal reading and we're on live, so I obviously wouldn't be telling you, getting too deep into it, but also you have a very sweet, compassionate heart, by the way. I can really feel that from you. But yes, the red orange hue is around your timeline specifically. So it's almost like, Uriel is very, also, I'm not quite sure if Uriel is connected to strength, Leo, or if he's connected to water as well. I only really do my research on the angels when they really show themselves in my reality, because that's the surprise when you find out that synchronicities. So, but I'm feeling there's a stronger resonance with the fire sign. I also saw a Triton right now as well. What do you call it? A Triton? The
Trident?
Yeah, is that the word for it?
Yeah, like the three-pronged sphere.
Yeah, I'm also seeing that it's gold, which gold is a color very much associated with the crown. And I've seen that 3 times already on this live. So I'm not sure if there's a special connection with the trident, which is connected to the myth of water, right? Or Zeus and water. So
Poseidon.
Poseidon? Okay. See, I literally up. Hopefully you're good to go. All right. This is good. I really like channeling. Yay!
Okay. I'm gonna grab my water. I'm actually building the 3rd bed.
Oh my gosh, that's a cool bed.
I am so productive.
You're amazing.
I do like one solid thing. I have made promise to myself. Well, actually not to myself, to someone special last year, that I would create something new every day. So
I love that. You know what's really ironic? The fact that you sent me that bed yesterday, I was thinking, oh, like, I'm in the mood to build furniture. I actually was looking at my TV stand, thinking about selling it and just getting a new one, like, from the thrift shop and just redoing it and making it look cool. Wow. So it's really interesting that you said that.
It's so funny because I saw something today and I almost sent it to you, and then I sent it to myself because I'm having to remember being closer to someone who is so affected and connected to everything that they allow in any of the senses. I try not to oversend stuff to you because I'm like, good or bad, it's just something. It's like when they say peace is bliss. If I was just hyper aroused all the time, even if it was an amazing arousal, it'd still be exhausting. Like, what if I was just legitimately aroused all the time? I'd be tired. Yeah. We're peace. So that's why I actually am careful with you in particular, because you're so remarkably and divinely sensitive that I just try to truncate my moments of arousal. I mean, not meaning for everyone calm down, so not crazy. Sexual, but like arousing.
No, I get you. You know, it's just so crazy that you're saying this. Like, I shouldn't even be surprised because this has happened a few times with us. And just before I was hopping on the live, I was just thinking to myself about how wonderful you spoke in Wendy's clubhouse room. And then I was thinking, oh my gosh, and she was so great with her ideas during our call. And like, I was thinking to myself, you know, like I can really see myself being friends with Brooke for a long time. And I just like, I'm so like, you know, I just like, I'm a lone bird. I like to be by myself and do my own thing, which, you know, happens, you know, yeah, you get it. But you know what I was thinking about texting you? I was literally, I just can't believe you said this. I was like, I'm just going to text Brooke later after my live and be like, hey, Brooke, I just love you so much. Like, you're literally a viper, but I'm just going to let you know that if I ever get weird or moody, just know it's a me/Pisces. I'm going to blame it on my son. It's a me thing.
Listen, you know? I totally feel like belief systems are here for us to be able to be like, it's not my fault, it's my belief system. Like, if we're not going to use that as the reason we misbehave, like, why do we even bother? Like, yeah, you're right. Literally, like, blame it on your son, blame it on your childhood. Be like, just every once in a while, just don't blame it on you, because what good is that? Like, you got to trust you. But no, literally, this is the silliest part. Just to get it out of the suspense, is it was a piece of art that I was like, this is Yaz. Like, it is a beautiful like mermaid body, but it stops and it is like a woman wearing like skinny jeans or something. But it's like she's got shells right here, and she's kind of like, you can tell she's going inward, and instead of a head, she has a fishbowl with two fish. And it was the most beautiful drawing. And I was like, this is Yaz. I am literally sending this to her and being like, would you like this? Because I want to send it to you. And then I thought, oh, that's a lot of ask. That's the art. Plus it's ask for her address. Plus it's like, will she receive it? So I was like, that's too arousing. I'm going to send it to her another time. So that's what it was.
I love you. You could always text me anytime. You know this. Trust me. I'll put my phone on. Well, it's always on Do Not Disturb, but same. You know, I'll respond. Right.
Yes, oh my gosh. That's why I got excited about Ezekiel, because I was like, ooh, and I know that that's maybe to people who feel that death means over, maybe that's scary, but I'm like, no, death is the recycle of energy. Like, it's literally the happy ending, new beginning. And I thought that was really cool, because I'm like, oh, that's so neat. So I don't know, I find that the loneness in me is solitude, and that Ezekiel energy made sense with like, yeah, like we come into this world alone and we leave alone. And then when we show up and are aware that we're here, we get to like bump into people. And then we do it all over again. So I don't know. I thought this was really cool. I wrote down the notes though. I was like, the snake thing.
I want to like channel him more. Yeah, the snake thing is, I've always felt so weird about reptiles, but you know what? I think that's like a normal thing I think there's actually a huge message behind that with the cycle of rebirth and just like the cycle, not even a bad cycle. What were you going to say?
No, the snake's this huge theme, because I was ignoring the end in 2020, and my house got infested with snakes. Literally one fell on me in my sleep. And they were only in my bedroom. Like, they would come through the house, and I was on the second floor, and they would come through the vents into my bedroom, not my children's bedroom, my bedroom. And literally, and by the 8th snake, I was like, is this like divine intervention? Like, what is this? And this was before when you said, if anyone who's using work to medicate, you were like, it's weird. It's like an addiction you were going through, and you're like, or work. And I thought, I mean, I was the person who's like, I'll just stay busy to avoid overthinking myself into oblivion. And during that time, I was not noticing any of the signs. And the way that it got me to slow down was I was always afraid a snake was in my house, so I had to walk slower. And all the thoughts started having room to creep in. Plus, the snakes were terrifying. And so that was actually the beginning. That was right at the beginning of COVID. It was right when my relationship ended, when I quit my job due to like my anti-racist views. Like it was right when my house got infested with snakes. So when it said a snake eating its own tail, I was like, yeah, I mean, so I was very appreciative. And I told Ezekiel myself, though I have to tell you, I'm not going to say it like that. I've yet to strengthen and exercise my gifts in the way that you have embraced yours. And so I just took a stab at talking out loud and was like, thanks, Ezekiel. Kind of scary, but pretty happy about it. And like, so yeah, but in case it's important to, yeah.
It's just wow. I cannot believe that was your experience.
Yeah.
Snake, like what a plot twist reality. But you know what?
And I was
First
in
of all,
Ohio, so totally irregular.
Ohio,
like that's not
like
a thing.
it's not even, yeah. That's
Oh,
so
no one
crazy.
even believed me. I started posting them. I didn't even used to have a public social media. So I was posting it. Like, I'm going to have to burn my house down. There's snakes. And everyone's like, calm down. I'm like, and I'm posting these snakes and the snakes kept getting bigger. Like, girl, it was like, the first one was a worm looking thing. And I thought it was a worm and it was a snake. And by
Where
the
did they come
eighth,
from? The ceiling?
from the vents.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so by the eighth snake, it was big. And it was weird because it wasn't it wasn't like a rattlesnake, but it had all the markings of how poison, well, you may not know. I did a lot of research on snakes at that point. And so like depending on what their backs are like, like kind of what you're dealing with. And the last one I was like, this can't even be real. And I took a broom and I like to pass it out and swept it outside. And it wouldn't leave the door. It just wanted to come back in. And I was like, what am I doing? And that was the night that my landlord had threatened to physically harm me and my kids. And I was like, I need to move. Like I needed something. I need to start all the way over. And it was right before the election in 2020. And I ignored the signs. I stayed in that house with the snakes from March and I didn't move till October 29th. And it was like, that's how much I had learned to love the prison cell I had built for myself. So I view death as a very big relief to like death of what you thought you were.
I really am impressed with that story and what was conspired in your reality for you to say, I gotta get out of here. Like this is something is happening right now.
Yeah. I wonder why he showed the snakes. I was a little scared when the snake came up again.
Not in a bad way. So I would research it because the way that it came through, well, we can tap into it.
Because it was eating its own tail and then there was the circle wheel.
Yeah, so, but it was, what I felt was not negative. So basically,
okay, cool.
Yeah, I didn't feel any negativity from it. I feel weird about reptiles sometimes because of my connotation around it. I used to have snakes in my garage in Texas, but I don't know what happened to them. My dad they used to eat our canaries, but I've never seen one, so I can't imagine like what you were experiencing, but what I felt was not negative or low vibrational because
no, so the message sounded kind of like something.
Almost like the wheel. Yeah.
I'll look it up
because I love when I see things, and then to be honest, like even after the clubhouse rooms, I'll go look them up for other people because I'm like, I wonder what this means. Like, how is this prevalent to someone's reality, or is it connective? So yeah, they were showing me like an old wooden wheel getting turned, and I could hear the creak of it, and like I'm hearing it now. And then it was the snake with the tail on the end. The passport is the blue passport saying passport with the book opening, and there was like a bag of cash, which just tells me that you're going to be at an opportunity now because so you okay, very interesting. I like I just heard right now in my ear. I just heard Wheel of Fortune. You're a tarot reader. You're a tarot, right?
I just told that today.
That's so crazy.
And the world. I literally pulled that and the world.
Passport Wow.
Yeah, and the world
Oh
represents
my gosh.
beginnings and endings.
Tell me. I feel like that's what it is. That is what it is. Because Ezekiel has never, this tonight was the first time I literally spelled his name wrong on Google. And I got scared because I saw the angel of death. I was like, why is the angel of death? Because my dad used to talk to me about him all the time, about the angel of death. He would say these things about how he comes to people when they're about to pass away. And I'm like, okay, I know I'm like a medium, but please don't tell me this archangel's going to be around me because I'm not ready to full on 24 hours see this. But I know why now. It makes sense because of the chapters, some of the people, including you, that were in the chat to experience it.
Well,
I just
we
feel
die
like
many times in one lifetime if we let ourselves.
Oh yeah. Remember when I said, I think it was you that I texted. It was you, the 9 lives. Yeah. I was like, thank God we have more than that.
Well, it's funny. It's 9 lives in one lifetime.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
You know?
9 lives in one lifetime.
If you let yourself, you could be 9 different fully realized embodiments in one lifetime. If you would let yourself die over and over. I think the angel of death is a very comforting omen. It's like, it's okay to let go of all this. Something new is coming.
Exactly. And well, the other links, because I was, like I said, I was freaking out. So I was reading more. Like I literally said, Ezekiel, this better not be for me tonight. Like I got freaked out. I was like, am I going to die or something? Like I'm just paranoid like that sometimes. So I just think like that randomly with these things. But what the other links were saying was angel transformation, which is literally, you said something earlier, on the live that you did with Taylor about the phoenix rising. You're like, and I'm going to die and I'm going to be reborn again because I'm a phoenix. I was like, yes, that's literally what it is. Because
that is what it is. It's like,
for you.
Yeah, I think it was about my ego, about my LeBron James sized ego, and that it died. And that ego death, people often think you need to kill the ego. And I'm like, no. Everything dies on its own. Like, it needs no help. Like, trust it will die. And so, like, but when I say ego death, it's not that my ego is dead. It's that my ego got a chance to start over.
Which is comforting.
And that's what's cool about a phoenix. Yeah, fuck yeah. Or heck yeah. Sorry, I don't want to offend them.
I can't believe it's okay. You can, whatever. I have the worst Salem.
Well, I don't want to offend them. I have a lot of reverence.
I'm trying to like not swear, but it just happens sometimes. But I'm more like that around people, like around you and like people I'm close with. But then in public, I'm just like pinkies up because that's just how I am in the public world. Oh, hey, we got a question. Let's see. Someone just asked, how can I stop overthinking? Wait, before I even answer that question, Brooke, is there anything else you want me to channel for you in this moment?
Ooh, okay. Sandafon kept talking about relationships. That didn't feel like it was for me, which is almost always the clue that it is for me, because the thing that I'm thinking about isn't the thing. It's the thing that I'm like, nah, that's not me. So I'm just curious if any of them wanted to, if there's anything to clarify, because I don't feel romantic love as one of the things that is even in the forefront. And it's not an area of like manifestation or focus for me, but knowing that fate and free will are intertwined, I know that like I'm interested in if it's likely to be presented with that kind of thing. So I guess I'm just curious, because when they kept saying emphasize relationships, I was like, why? And then I was like, oh,
yeah. Well, I appreciate you intertwining it with the title, and I just heard the sound. I love that I'm clairaudient because it makes it very much easy for me to channel the feeling that you get from this. The sound that comes up, like, it's like, I can hear it, like a xylophone, but it's like, like I can't even do it. It's like a surprise that I'm seeing that, okay, my crown is like really vibrating. I'm seeing the sparkle emoji. My crown is like, seriously, I feel pressure and tingling. So I've really never had that. But okay, so like sparkling, but I heard da-da-da. So it's like with the xylophone sound, like they play it like I think in movies, like old movies or something. Like when a scene's about to change and it's a surprise. I'm just getting like 90s vibe around this. But what that's telling me from that indication with that sound, it's like going to be a surprise, basically. Like you're not going to expect it. I feel like
Well,
a
that
child
makes
to give
sense.
me these symbols and sounds, but apparently
See,
that's like the easiest
I
way.
want to applaud the angels for recognizing that if I could expect it, I would probably avoid it. And so they're probably
Mm.
right to be like, no, no, we'll surprise you. Because I have a very hard time saying no to receiving. But if I know it's coming, I have a masterful way of being like, and like avoidance is just, it doesn't serve me. So I appreciate that. I appreciate the comedic surprise element of these
Oh
angels.
yeah,
I
I forget
appreciate
'cause
the
you're
comedy.
I forget
I'm
because
here
you're
for
funny
it.
and you like, always do it. But yeah, because it was like, wait, why are they showing me this? So that's exciting though. I feel like it's, but I feel like it's also beyond that. Because to be honest, like I'm seeing building blocks. Like I feel like the relationships part could also be professional too, but I do feel like a surprise in terms of the intimate part. Yeah.
That
And I
feels
just feel like traveling for
right.
some reason also, by the way.
You feel
Like you
like
might
what?
meet some, like traveling, like you might meet someone like while you're, I don't know, because I'm seeing
Right.
nighttime being outside in the night. Not like at a club or anything, like in nature. And I'm
Wow.
feeling that you're with someone. But I feel honestly, like if I had to give you a timeline, because I keep feeling this energy, it's like the fall, winter
Yeah.
too. And
That's
just
so funny you
December
say that because
2022.
that's how it felt.
Yeah. I don't know how the energy, like technically you could pick a card out for December now, but it's so hard to tell what will happen at that time because so much changes.
Because I
And
will do so many things between
yeah.
now and then.
Yeah. And it's like so unpredictable. Like, unless you hold on to it as a self-fulfilling prophecy, which I've definitely tried to do before from another psychic, and I manifested a lot of the same type of things, but different people. Yeah.
Like,
It was like,
I definitely fulfilled it and it was different than I had hoped.
yeah, it was like weird. Like,
Yeah.
like, you know, like you can definitely self-prophesize what someone tells you, but
Well, that's actually why I think it's funny that they made it sound like one of those like surprise, like sitcom 90s moments where it's like, this person doesn't know what's coming. And because if they knew, the synchronicity wouldn't play out. And they would probably be so powerful that they would manifest but as like a magnetic manifester, it's like it's like turning on all the lights instead of letting synchronicity bring the thing right into spot. So I just think that's interesting because that feels right to the natural flow of my becoming versus what I know if I turn the taxi light on, that like someone's gonna need a fare. You know what I mean? So it's
yeah.
like, yeah, so I like that.
It's literally like fate and free will intertwining at that moment, but it can't really happen at the time that it's meant to if you keep expecting it. Or, yeah, wow, if you keep
Yeah, you can't do
expecting
free
something.
will
Yeah.
and to control fate. It's like you have to recognize
Wow.
that, like, you know what I mean? Like, you're so right.
Yeah.
Like, fate still can't be controlled,
Keep going, keep going.
even if it's
Yeah.
known. And so free will is like only about resistance or like surrender to it. And that, yeah, so I guess it all comes back to trust.
Trusting the process, but I like specifically what you said, that you can't use free will to manipulate.
Yeah, to control the
it to
rollout
come
of the
faster.
game. Yeah.
You know, you're so intuitive and tuned in, because it's just so wild that you said that. Because I think like a lot of times people will choose free will by going in a different direction because they know that different direction will make fate potentially work faster, but that's not really how it works because divine timing comes into play, right? And divine timing, if it's meant, like both, whoever's involved, it has to align at the right time, even if it is written, but you can't make it speed up. If like the intention, it's like the intention, if your intention is to make someone come back into your reality by moving on, because you know moving on would mean detaching your energy from them,
Right.
it like doesn't really, it'll backfire because your intention is to not move on for you, it's to move on to make that other person come back. That's what I thought.
That's so right too, because
I thought that.
you're so right. Because it's like this. If you're doing it only for something that you perceive does not exist, and so you need it to happen faster, you're already operating without it. So you're already not embodying it in the way that fate's like, no, fate is here to tell you it's yours. So just It's yours. So what's the rush? And so like, it's interesting because people are like, oh, I want to find a person faster so I can spend more time with them. We're like, but like, what's the rush? There's this whole other part of your fate that you're not looking at that has to do with all the things that happened before that are also part of it. So what, you're going to skip all that? But like, it's like we act like fate is the big moment.
And we
Like,
can't.
why is fate only the big moment? What, so like everything else that happens isn't? So we should skip everything else and go to the big moment? I don't know. I think it's like, I'm really appreciating what's coming through for me with you, because I'm like, yeah, like, what's the rush? All these other, how do I really believe that fate offers me one gift in my lifetime and I must rush to it? That fate has offered me no other sprinklings of a wonderful life and thresholds and levers to the gifts that I could express if I would just wander through them. But I'm like, you know, I really like that I can use my free will to be like, I would like to pick up all of like the Mario coins, all of them, not just the one at the very, very, very end because it's the one I want. So I'll skip all the levels. Like, it's like, no, they're fun.
Yes. Welcome to.
To find a person faster so I can spend more time with them. We're like, but like, what's the rush? There's this whole other part of your fate that you're not looking at that has to do with all the things that happened before that are also part of it. So what, you're going to skip all that? But like, it's like we act like fate is the big moment.
And we
like,
can't.
why is fate only the big moment? What, so like everything else that happens isn't? So we should skip everything else and go to the big moment? I don't know. I think it's like, I'm really appreciating what's coming through for me with you, because I'm like, yeah, like, what's the rush? All these other, how do I really believe that fate offers me one gift in my lifetime and I must rush to it? That fate has offered me no other sprinklings of a wonderful life and thresholds and levers to the gifts that I could express if I would just wander through them. But I'm like, you know, I really like that I can use my free will to be like, I would like to pick up all of like the Mario coins, all of them, not just the one at the very, very, very end because it's the one I want. So I'll skip all the levels. Like, it's like, no, they're fun.
Yes.
They're fun. Why? I've been doing that, sneezing at really random times, and then like super rando yawns that I'm not tired and no one else is yawning. And I'm just like, but you know, this is the first time I've lived inside a community for a really long time, you know, and I'm getting used to like not running in the wildlands. So I think I'm carrying like different energy than I had been. I couldn't have anticipated how much homelessness offered me so much sovereignty to my energetic field. And so just being like in the, you know, you get up and you got your house and you say hi to your neighbors. Like, in all the ways that I'm being social now, it's exercising a different part of myself. And so I'm like yawning and coughing. It's weird.
Well, I like that. It's almost, I just heard cathartic releases. And sneezing in my culture, I always learned whenever you sneeze, it's like a divine confirmation of something, but it's like also a blessing, like a blessing around you, a blessing coming to you. Which I love that.
That explains the weirdness, because they've been really ticklish. It's not like painful. Oh, see, here it goes again.
Yeah, it's like
like it tickles.
Yeah.
Damn it.
But whenever I drink water, I like wash it all away, and then I just say I'm fine. My throat is clearing. Do you, sister? Do you? I love that. Oh, bless you. Well, thank you everyone for joining. This is so exciting. You know, there's been quite a number of people who joined. I think I'm just reading some of the comments. Jay said this is amazing workout music. Not sure if he was referring to to us or his music, but I'm just so grateful for everyone that was here. And Brooke, I feel so blessed that you ended this live with me. I'm gonna let you go. I love you. I'll probably text you in 5 minutes. All right, guys. I'm sending you so much love. Thank you for watching and sticking around. I really appreciate that you felt called to hear today's messages. And I'm not quite sure if I'm going to do this live again or a single live by myself. But if you feel called to do a live with me, hello, Zogra, my sister. If anyone feels called to do a live with me, please feel free to send me a message. Usually when I do a live with someone, my goal is to pick whatever topic that we either agree on or that you would be called to do. But my main mission of a live with someone else is so that they can also talk about what they're working on or what they can offer so that they can share it with the world. Because there's something about I'm obviously don't have a large community, but I feel that maybe someone in my community might cross paths with you or cross paths with the live and resonate. So gratitude. Thank you so much, Brooke. Thank you, everyone. And I send you all so many loves and blessings. I'm just going to put on the frequency music louder, count to from 5 to 1 so you can reintegrate yourself back into society and just have the most phenomenal day or evening, morning, wherever you are in the world. Hopefully you can hear this music in the background. All right, just gonna count down. Thank you so much, everyone. 5,